Okay, my name is Miel Dusaran. I'm going to be conducting this ethnic studies interview, and I'm here with.
Zachary's son. I'm 19 and I'm Cambodian.
Okay, the first question that I'm going to ask you is what are some places that are culturally significant to you? Like stores, temples, any neighborhoods or places?
I grew up in a Khmer community and we've been coming to this temple in Modesto since I was a kid, and throughout the years the temple has grown within the community. The community has built it from ground up, so basically they made the statues, they made new buildings, they painted, and they crafted a lot of structures, and it's really nice to see as the years go by.
Are there any other places?
Mm, there, there particularly isn't a place for me, but I know that back then when the Cambodians were coming in from the Khmer Rouge, there was like a certain neighborhood they used to go by Marshall Elementary, and that was like a Khmer community centered neighborhood that people lived in. I think my aunts and uncles lived around that area, as well as my parents. My parents maybe, I'm not sure, but yeah, a lot of Cambodians lived around there. But and some other restaurants. We love eating pho, but we in our culture we call it katil, which is basically the same thing, and that's like my favorite dish that my aunts make.
Okay. Okay, the next question is what or how have these structures or places changed?
Throughout the years, the community at the temple has been building new buildings. Like there's a building called Salat Chan, which is basically a new building to chant for the Buddhist society. We used to chant in this old housing area for like multiple years since like 2012, but now we more overly do it in this new building. I think since we started this year, actually, yes. And they've been building a lot of new statues, and it's really nice to see.
Okay, what about other places like the restaurants that you mentioned and the bridge?
Okay. The bridge, it was running like a few years ago. I think they closed down after COVID because like stuff happened.
Yeah.
But the bridge was like um, a checkpoint for Cambodians to come into the United States when the Khmer Rouge happened.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not like very informant about that place, but I just knew like it was a safe place for where my mom went to like get used to Modesto and like
Like adjust and everything.
adjust into the new society.
What about the restaurant? Are there any changes? Any new menu items or
I
anything?
think they closed.
Oh,
I think
really?
they ended up closing down.
Do you know any businesses or spots that have disappeared since then?
Yeah. Yeah, a few restaurants actually closed down, especially I didn't mention this before actually. It was a grocery market that I forgot about. It got burned down, so
Oh.
I think they moved to a new spot, but we don't go there anymore. And the other pho spot or cathedral spot that we went to ended up closing down like a few years ago.
Okay, the next question is what new things have appeared, such as neighborhoods, any stores, statues, or any new restaurants?
I haven't been to the temple in around 2 years, and since then, they've opened out Salat Chan, the new building, which is ginormous now from the last time I saw it. And there's a lot of statues in there now too, which is definitely new. They've added a gold statue by the road, which is something I haven't seen before. And in the front, they made another structure or like another statue that I haven't seen before. And they're currently building like new bathrooms for us to use. Like back then, there was like really, really bad bathrooms. It's like really, yeah, it was really bad. But I'm glad they're making it new
Upgrading.
stuff. Yeah, upgrading.
Have you or someone close to you experienced any discrimination or racism, no matter how little?
Yes, I've experienced racism in my work a lot. I work at after school programs, so a lot of the kids always like tease me about me being Asian, like asking me questions about are you Chinese? Or then they ask me like, can you speak Chinese? Can you speak like some sort of Asian ethnicity in general? And sometimes it makes it uncomfortable when they like pester me about it.
Yeah.
But I just let them know not to say that. But other than that, there are like some occasions where people on the road would get like they get mad and stuff, and they call you like racial slurs and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, they called my mom a racial slur one time, but I wasn't there for it.
I'm sorry to hear that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I don't know if she remembers, but she told me that a while ago.
That's horrible. And then, where did you say you worked at?
I work at after school programs, so like elementaries around Stanislaus.
Also, like
Modesto.
multiple of
yeah,
them?
multiple. I'm a substitute.
Okay, the next question is, how has the experience of racism or discrimination changed over the years from what you've experienced, what your family or friends have experienced, or what you've heard or seen in social media?
Back then, it was a lot carefree, so people wouldn't really care about racism. But then, like nowadays, people have like become aware of like how bad racism is and know the consequences behind it. So back then, I honestly don't think I really got that much racism towards me. But as the years went by, I think Asian racism became a thing, and I mean it's always been a thing, but it's been like more like normalized, and people don't like. I feel like people don't understand the race that is racist to judge someone and say, "Are you Chinese?" Like just because I look Asian, and say like ask me to speak my language, and it's sometimes really uncomfortable.
Okay. When do you or your family or your community feel the most accepted?
We feel the most accepted when we're together at the temple. I see the community come together as a whole. We're always doing things together. We're always laughing together.
What are some of the things that you guys do together?
We usually chant. We do parades. We eat together as well, which is really nice.
How often do you guys eat together?
During the temple days, they would eat like around 11. Everyone would like bring food. They cook their own food. And
Also
they
like
bring
a
it
potluck?
Here. Yeah, and then they bring it here, and then they serve the monks, and then after that they eat. And yeah.
Are there any other places that you guys gather at, or?
No.
Okay. And then when do you feel most rejected?
Usually, I'd feel the community would probably feel more rejected like in public because like it's a different location and setting compared to what they feel at home in Cambodia, which is somewhat close to the temple. But in my experiences, I haven't felt like out of touch or rejected because I was born in a different setting than what the people here at the temple has been feeling. So it's a lot different from me than to the elders.
And then would you say the monks feel out of place themselves, or do they like just accept it and?
I think because of the monks' ideologies, they don't feel like out of touch. I think they feel like there's more acceptance towards it because that's like their belief and their teachings.
Yeah. And for like older generations, do you think that language and like there's a language barrier and like a culture shock for them when they go around?
Almost definitely. Most of the people around here, I don't speak Khmer myself,
Mm-hmm.
so everyone here speaks Khmer and they don't speak English. So I have a hard time understanding them.
Yeah.
Sometimes they say something and I just nod, and they like smile at me and I just nod, uh, and then they like laugh and I just laugh with them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what they're saying, but there is definitely a language barrier, and probably outside too.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Mm-hmm.
And what cultural traditions do you or your family do?
Um, During the April, me and my family, as well as the temple, celebrate Khmer New Year's to celebrate the monsoon for hopes of good crop season, a good crop season.
Mm-hmm.
So the temple sets up a lot of vendors, a lot of tents, music, games, um, dances, and traditional dances as well that my sister is doing.
Do you
And
know what the traditional dance
it's
she's doing
called
called?
Apsara, which is I don't really know the history of it, but I know it's significant to like the history of the traditions of Cambodia. I think it's been a thing since around thousands of years ago. I don't
Oh
know like the
wow.
exact date, but it's been thousands of
Yeah.
years. And they actually have like the dance inscribed into the walls of one of the, I don't know if it's a world wonder, but it's called Angkor Wat, which is the oldest temple in Cambodia. It's like very ancient, very ancient. When Cambodia was a kingdom a long time ago, thousands of years ago. But
You
they,
said that the dance was
yeah,
like
it was like the,
engraved in there?
yeah, they have like pictures of the dance, the dance moves and the
Oh.
dancers engraved onto the walls. And then during Khmer New Year's, we celebrate. We sell a lot of food, tradition food like beef sticks, nong kroik. Wait, I can help you spell that.
Yeah, I'll get
And
back to that later.
something called nom som, probably my favorite. And then we have our own icy, and a lot of desserts and a lot of meals.
Okay, that sounds a lot of fun. And then you mentioned that you guys have your own IC. It was like you mentioned that it was a kind of like bean soup. Can you describe that for me?
Yeah, they shave the ice so like it's really small and like an ice cream like texture,
Mm-hmm.
and then they put syrup, condensed milk, and at the bottom, we usually like to add chia seeds, jellos, jackfruit, mango sometimes. And some people like the beans, but personally I don't. But a lot of sweets at the bottom and a lot of treats at the bottom. And at the top is just the sweet syrup
Uh-huh.
and the sweet condensed milk, which is probably my favorite part.
That sounds amazing. Oh my gosh. And then what traditions have been lost or changed?
Um, Personally, I'm not sure of the like, traditions that were brought here from the
Mm-hmm.
elders, but I believe there are definitely some traditions lost when they got here. Such, actually not actually sure. I'll have to think about that. My mom would probably know.
Yeah, that's okay. I can
Mhm.
include that as like because there is a question in one of I have a question where it's like the differences that the cultural differences between like younger generations compared to older generations, so I can just put that.
Mhm.
What traditions are still practiced? Like not necessarily things that like you and your family do, but the things that like you see.
I see. Khmer New Year's, yeah. I've said.
Mm-hmm.
Um, oh, my cousin had a wedding recently, and they did a Cambodian style tradition. So it was 2 days, but originally it would have been like 4 days long, or at least a week.
Being a wedding.
Yeah, of a wedding. I think the tradition was they dress up for a scene, and I think these scenes last like about 2 hours each. 2 hours each.
Scenes like
Yeah, SCENE.
SCE, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not like 100% sure on like what the scenes mean. I think that's something that my mom knows because she did as well.
Okay, I can look that up.
Mm-hmm.
Any other ones?
I don't think not that I can think of. No.
Okay. How do younger or older generations engage with traditions? Like the differences or similarities that you see?
Um, I don't really see the younger generations like taking part of the older generation's traditions,
Mm-hmm.
but I've seen like volunteers, for example, my sister doing apsara, which is really nice to see. But other than that, I don't really see the younger kids like us, or including me, like interact with the older generation's traditions other than Khmer New Year's.
Mm. And then for older generations, do you feel like how serious do they take it, and then how often, like in a week or a year?
I think they take these traditions really seriously. It's like what they've been doing their whole life. As
Mm-hmm.
for me, I think it's more like either a celebration or something that that's pretty much new to me. And there's definitely different meanings between the two generations.
Okay. And then are there any traditions or events that you guys do every week or every month?
Um, every week, my parents do something called Buddha Day, where they fast. Is it? Yeah, fast. Afternoon, but I don't do fasting.
Mm-hmm.
It's something they've been doing since I was a kid.
Okay. Okay. And how do you or your family and friends interact with other groups, like other neighborhoods, other racial ethnicities?
Mm, I'm more outgoing with other ethnicities and groups.
Like, do you think it's just you or like the
I
younger
think it's just
generations
me.
too?
I think like the older generations have like stereotypes. They still have racial stereotypes,
Mm-hmm.
whereas the younger generations are like more intelligent towards these stereotypes, and they're more like outgoing towards them, more comfortable talking to these people. Whereas like I say the older generations are like uncomfortable talking to certain you know ethnic groups.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
Do you know which ethnic groups they're uncomfortable talking or like engaging with?
yeah, I'd say the elderly in my family, they're pretty much racist towards like African Americans,
Mm-hmm.
and I think they're just like really uncomfortable with them, and I think that's pretty much it.
Do you happen to know why or
No, I don't know
no?
why.
Okay, that's okay. How has interactions or relationships changed? Like, did your community gain new allies, or are there like new tensions with other people, other groups, even like in the same community?
And I think within the same community, I'm not like too much into this community, but I've been hearing like some like drama between like the higher ups of this temple, where like
Mm.
and like with the funding and stuff. And I've known like some other temples, like the one in Stockton, the owners were greedy and corrupt, so like they got a donation with like 1 million.
Oh my gosh.
They got sent $1 million, and then the owner of the temple, I think like they spent it on themselves instead of like
Mm.
giving it out to the temple and the
Yeah.
monks and stuff, which was what the money was meant for.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they ended closing. That temple ended closing
Oh,
down.
that's so sad. Did they catch the guy?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, good. Got justice.
I'm not 100% sure if it closed though. I just know that last year they didn't do Khmer New Year's.
Okay, I'll look that up.
Yeah.
How has the community fought gentrification or displacement? And and gentrification means a neighborhood that has become modernized and upgraded by wealthier people moving in. So it like leads to displacement of like long-time lower income residents, basically like pushing businesses or residents away.
Personally, I'm not affected by gentrification or displacement, but the neighborhoods we've lived in were, I would say, middle what's it called, middle income,
Mm-hmm.
middle income.
Yeah.
So we've had a nice neighborhood, and it hasn't really my neighborhood hasn't really been affected by the wealthy people moving in, and neither has my aunts or uncles. They live in good neighborhoods as well. They've
Do you
been
know of anybody who didn't live in a good neighborhood?
I don't think so. No.
Okay, that's good to hear though. What about like the temples and then the businesses? Like, did some of them close down because of that?
I think they mostly closed down because of COVID.
And
Not
like
enough.
nobody
Yeah,
coming.
nobody was coming.
What about the temple? Did the temple like before they were building or like as they were building it, did they face any like funding cuts or anything that were like pushing them to basically like close down?
Oh yeah, not to the point where they were closing down, but Salachan took a lot of funds. Took a lot. So like at one point, it was really hard for them to continue building it. So it was like delayed.
Do you know why there was that loss?
I think just wasn't enough. Just not enough funds or donations towards the temple. But I think recently the temple got like a large sum of donations from someone. It was like near $1 million or so.
Do you
Not a
know?
million, but I don't know the exact number. I know it was a lot of money.
That's good though.
Which helped finish Salachan.
I'm gonna need your help spelling that, but do you know like where most of the donations or like funding is from?
The funding donations are mostly. I know like a lot of the community donates to the temple itself. My family as well. We donate enough to put like our names on the wall. Like you can see like around the walls there are like names of families.
Oh my gosh, I'll take a picture of
And my
this,
family is there since like 2012, 2012, and yeah, they do a lot of donations.
Do you know like any like programs or like profit organizations that contribute or no?
No, no.
That's okay. And then in your opinion or from what you've experienced or seen or heard from your community, what keeps the culture alive?
I think what keeps the culture alive is by. I can restart that.
Yeah. So what keeps the culture alive and like from what you've seen, what you've experienced or heard?
Coming to the temple, celebrating traditions, practicing traditions, and just repeating those have been big things to keep our culture alive. Especially attending the temple. Throughout the years, it's like always the temple has always been surrounded by elderly people, like older people. There hasn't been like any younger audiences like coming to the temple or like doing the traditions. So nowadays the elderly have passed, or like they're starting to pass away, and it's like something that I've been worrying about because like if they're all gone, all the elderlies are gone, and there's like no like younger generations coming to the temple. It would, the culture might die.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Do you think that like there's anything that you can do or like anybody can do to like help spread the word or anything? Especially with like, cause the Khmer New Year's, it sounds like really interesting. I was wondering if like there are other like ethnic people that can join and help celebrate or anything.
To be honest, it would be hard because we get most of our donations from the blessings and like people donating to the temple during these blessings and ceremonies, and without a lot of people, it would be hard to fund the temple, which will make it hard to do Khmer New Year's. So that's like an issue for the younger generation, because I see that the younger generation, they're like more adapted to America's society and tradition, rather connecting towards the Cambodian tradition. So they're usually not at the temple at all. And I'm usually like, me and my sister are like the only ones our age at the temple. Like a few years ago back, we were like the only ones there.
Do you think that there's anything that like you guys can do to like gather more like younger generations of like Cambodians or no?
I'd say it would be pretty hard, especially with like the younger audiences.
Yeah.
Because I work around with like like a kid educational, and they're like more inclined to do things on their own. They wouldn't like
So you
listen.
can't really force
Yeah,
them.
I can't really force them. I try to do enrichments for them, like activities.
Yeah.
And higher up, the upper grades would often say no. They would straight up not do it. Whereas like the little kids, they would attend it. So like the issue I see is like middle schoolers, high fifth sixth graders.
Yeah.
They have trouble, or even high schoolers. They probably wouldn't like go to the temple, but usually I see like little kids here now and then doing the traditions as well with their parents.
That's cute.
And yeah, it's really nice. But it's definitely an issue for the teenager, middle aged teenagers. Yes.
Okay, I think that's it. Thank you so much for letting me do this interview with you. And if there's anything like any questions about this assignment interview or any notes you have, any?
I'd say like there's like a traumatic what do they call it? No, because most of the elderly that came here came from something called the Khmer Rouge, which was a mass genocide during I think 1974 to 1977 or so, about so. And what happened was his leader, a dictator, communist dictator named Pol Pot. He was inspired by Russia's communism and practiced the same. And the way it connects to your ethnic studies is that it was a structural racism, which basically meant that whoever was educated or had money or a professional, which was in case my mom's family, they were targeted and executed. So my mom went through like a lot of like traumatic experiences, like watching her parents like die in front of her and like seeing like a lot of her family members pass away, and then she had to like travel to Thailand to like get to safety and wait till they get like I think it was like a ticket to the USA where they would be free from the Khmer Rouge. It was like really bad. I think it was like 2 million deaths.
Oh my gosh.
Like civilians died. It was a lot of people died from like famine or executions, and like if you search it up, there would be like human skull walls, like skulls of heads like
Oh my
stacked up on
gosh.
each other, show how deadly that genocide was. And the crazy part about it is that it's also a part of American history because I just found out like last week in my ethnic studies class that the Americas during the Vietnam War, this was also the time of the Khmer Rouge, the Vietnam War. They held secret war campaigns in the Laos and the Cambodians where they bombed the what was it called? They bombed the borders, but for Cambodia they bombed what is it called? Military bases, communist military bases, so that to stop communism from spreading.
Yeah.
And instead of what happened, they killed instead bombed like 2,000 citizens around, or
Oh my
probably
gosh.
more than that, which led to the belief of the Khmer Rouge. Yeah, I think that was.
I'm sorry to hear that, but anything else? Any other questions or anything?
I think that was good.
That's
That
it?
was-
Okay. Thank you very much for letting me do this interview with you.
That's okay.